Welcome back to Nightmare Radio, everyone. Do you believe in dreams? Have you ever had a strange dream that lingers in your mind, or a nightmare that haunts you long after you wake? I sincerely hope those are just dreams, because today's story will make you question whether dreams are ever just dreams. Sometimes they whisper our fates, sometimes they twist them. Follow the story of a boy who took on someone else's dream and changed his life forever. He warned, this tale might haunt your nights. It was a quiet evening, and a teenage boy was walking down a dimly lit alley with his best friend. The streetlights flickered, and an uneasy feeling hung in the air. Then, out of nowhere, his friend muttered something that changed everything. "I've been having these terrifying nightmares lately." His voice trembled, his eyes filled with a strange fear. Trying to lighten the mood, the boy grinned and said, "Hey, I'll buy you some food if you sell me that dream." His friend chuckled, nodded, and they brushed it off as a joke. But then the boy remembered something odd his mother told him when he was younger. Dreams can be bought and sold, but they can also change your fate, so never take them lightly. To a kid, it sounded like an old folktale, nothing more. He smirked, thinking it was just a silly saying. He had no idea that those careless words would plant a seed of darkness in his life, a curse that would unravel his entire existence. A few days later, the boy's dreams began to change. In one, he stood in a familiar yet eerie school hallway. The lights flickered, the air felt icy, and the walls were stained and worn. The floor made a sticky sound with every step. There, he ran into a senior from school. The senior's face was pale, his eyes vacant. The boy grabbed his hand, joking, "You look like you're about to drop dead." The dream ended, and he woke up laughing it off. Just a random, meaningless dream, right? But the next day, reality began to mirror that dream in ways he couldn't ignore. At school, he saw the same senior in the hallway, standing with his girlfriend. She looked anxious, rummaging for something, maybe medicine. The boy, still in a playful mood, pulled out a small sewing kit from his pocket and offered to help. In some cultures, pricking the thumb is an old remedy for minor ailments, so he jokingly pricked the senior's finger. But the senior didn't flinch. His hand was cold, lifeless. A chill ran through the boy as the dream flashed in his mind. Without thinking, he muttered, "Man, you really look like you're gonna die." The senior's girlfriend snapped her head up, her eyes cold as ice, and repeated, "Yeah, you might actually die." Her voice was sharp, her gaze like a blade. The boy's heart pounded, his palms sweaty. Was it a coincidence? Or was this dream pulling reality into its grip? That night, he went to bed trembling, but it was only the beginning. From then on, his dreams grew stranger, darker. A shadowy figure began chasing him in a shapeless, distorted void. Its movements were unnatural, as if it warped the space around it. The boy ran, but his legs felt glued to the ground. His breath grew shallow, his heart raced. Every time he woke from these dreams, something bad happened. If he dreamt of falling, he'd twist an ankle, scrape a knee, or narrowly escape a broken bone. It happened 8 times in a single year, far too often to be chance. Each morning, he stared at his pale reflection in the mirror, whispering, "Will today be okay?" But his voice shook, and fear clouded his eyes. Sleep became a torment, a nightly descent into dread. One night, the dreams took a darker turn. While fleeing the shadow, he saw a familiar face, a schoolmate he barely knew. In the dream, the friend collapsed onto him, eyes hollow, a lifeless smile frozen on his face, like a puppet's eerie grin. The next day, the boy learned the unthinkable. That schoolmate had taken his own life. His heart froze. Alone in his room, he clutched his head, trembling. Did my dream cause this? Did I change his fate? Guilt and fear crushed him, but no answers came. The nightmares didn't stop. In another, the shadow scratched his face with something sharp. Blood dripped, his vision blurred. When he woke, his eyesight felt off. Terrified, he rushed to the hospital, only to hear the doctor's grim diagnosis: unexplained viral optic neuritis. Your vision is deteriorating. His sight worsened until he could barely see without special lenses. Staring at his blurred reflection, he despaired. Why me? Why is this destroying my life? His dreams were eating away at his body, his soul. He silently begged those around him, please don't get hurt because of me. But his pleas vanished into the void. Years passed, and the boy became a college student. For a brief moment, the nightmares seemed to fade, and he dared to hope the curse was gone. But he was wrong. The dreams returned, more vicious than ever. In one, his limbs were torn apart, ligaments snapping with excruciating pain. He screamed, but no sound came. And then reality followed. One night, in a hotel during a trip, he heard the door creak open. In the darkness, someone or something entered and smashed his leg with a hammer. He woke screaming, drenched in sweat, but the terror lingered. Another time, a 20-kilogram dumbbell fell on his leg at the gym, the sound of crunching bone echoing in his mind. Even now, he feels pain whenever he walks or runs. His vision remains poor, and he's still undergoing treatment. Then came the final dream. An unfamiliar old woman stared at him, her voice deep and hollow yet strangely warm. "What a pity," she said. "Such a pity. If I'd known you'd end up like this, I would have stopped you." Fear gripped him, but this dream felt different. The shadow began to take shape. A man's face, one he'd never seen before. The old woman shouted at the figure, and the dream ended. When he woke, he remembered his mother's words from childhood. Our family is watched over by an ancestral spirit. It protects you when you're in danger. In that moment, he knew the old woman was that guardian spirit. From the moment he bought his friend's dream, she had been trying to shield him. The dream trade wasn't just a joke. By taking his friend's dream, he had inherited its curse, a fate meant for his friend. The guardian spirit had done its best to protect him, but the curse was too strong. The old woman's pity was for the boy's choice to take on a fate that wasn't his. Had he not bought the dream, his friend might have borne the curse and perhaps died. But now the boy carried its weight, a broken leg, fading eyesight, and a heart scarred by fear and guilt. The nightmares have stopped, but the boy, now a man, lives with questions. Was it all because of that dream he bought? He doesn't know. His life is marked by scars, a limp, near blindness, and endless guilt. Every night, before sleep, he whispers into the dark, "If I hadn't bought that dream, if I hadn't made that joke." So, listeners, what do you think? Can dreams really be bought and sold? Be careful what you wish for, even in jest. Stick to buying good dreams, not nightmares. Thank you for listening.